Hello and welcome to another bite-sized workshop on the tarot. So we've gone through all of the major arcana, looking at the energy of the Fool and the Magician, all the way through each of those major arcana cards. So now it's time to look at the minor arcana and understanding how the major arcana and the minor arcana combine in working for divination, looking at your fate, your destiny, the direction your life is going in. And I had an interesting conversation recently with a gentleman who uses ordinary playing cards. So the major arcana doesn't get used in ordinary playing cards, except of course when using ordinary playing cards you can keep the joker and you can work with one or two jokers, but the joker of course is taking on the job of the fool. And at that point of the joker in ordinary playing cards becoming almost anything, and again it talks about that opportunity, it talks about how you can achieve almost anything, and it is sort of tapping into mindfulness and a determination to do and achieve something that you want to do. And after all, that is the purpose behind consulting a psychic or an astrologer or a tarot reader, anyone who you want to speak to get an edge on how fate and destiny is unfolding for you and how you can employ your free will and how you can make the best of it. So let's come back to the tarot and the minor arcana. The minor arcana is split into those four suits, and in ordinary playing cards there are 13 cards, but in the tarot there are 14. And the 14 is, it goes like this. So we have the ace, the 2, through to the 10, and then we have a knave, a knight. But in ordinary playing cards, that knave and knight are combined to create the jack, the queen and the king. So what are the suits? So it's generally accepted that they are wands, the element of fire, pentacles, the element of earth, and then we have swords, the element of air, and then cups, the element of water. So how do they translate into ordinary playing cards as well if you're going to work with playing cards? So they're referred to each of the numbers and the symbols as pips. So let us take the wands. They become clubs. Let us take the pentacles, they are diamonds, swords, spades, and that leaves us with cups being hearts. So that's how it breaks down. Now, of course, in playing cards, you have colours. So there is red and black, but in the tarot, it is sort of multicoloured. There's a lot going on. And there's also symbology in each of those minor arcana tarot cards. That we'll come to at a later point. For the moment, it is getting used to the idea that there is nothing wrong with using ordinary playing cards as a form of divination. And in fact, some people like to work with them because it sets their imagination free. I'll give you an example. So if we say, for instance, the ace of swords, in ordinary playing cards that would be the ace of spades. So all you see then is the ace, a black spade on a white background. And there's some artwork in there and it varies from deck to deck, but fundamentally that's all you get. So it allows someone who wants to tap into that psychic energy to just allow the energy of knowing we have an ace of spades. Now, there's a lot of modern world connotation drawn into the ace of spades. Symbology, Lemmy singing it, for instance, and when it was used by soldiers who would avoid the Ace of Spades because the connotation of it being a card of an ending, a card of death. However, that isn't what it means when we're using it for the point of divination, because the Ace of Swords in the tarot deck is an angel. And let's take the premise that if we can think of each ace as representing the symbol of an angel, where do we get that from? Well, each ace is often grasped by a hand coming out of a cloud. So the symbol of it being angelic. So the Ace of Swords representation there is the Archangel Michael. So the symbology is having the energy of the Archangel Michael protecting you. So let's wind that back to that Ace of Spades. So the Ace of Spades, let us not think of it in divination as something negative, as something that represents an ending, of something that represents a danger. But maybe there is, because the Archangel Michael is about protecting, keeping you safe. Symbol of the Archangel Michael, the sword and the shield. So you see, it is about interpretation, it's about energy, it's about where it's placed. And the other thing with the Minor Arcana, let us think of the Minor Arcana and ordinary playing cards as a kind of lexicon that's in different positions and in different places, they will create different symbols. So there you go. So that's the energy that I'm trying to create for you. That's the energy that I'm trying to lift for you. Now we're going to come to this more, but I want to keep these as bite-sized workshops on the tarot. So I'm going to speak to you very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you anon. Bye-bye now.